and color that in, and then rub my finger on it to get the Sharpie off, except for where the wood is. That'll soak up the ink. The rest of it will wipe off with your finger. And now that part's gone. And I can do the same thing here on the inside, just like that. And hopefully the video is capturing what I'm doing, and you can see that there. That's a good angle. You can start to see that turning black. There we go. I'm happy with that. And now I don't have to wait for any paint to dry, so let me close my marker up. There you have it. You now have a wider hole, and the perimeter on the inside, if you can see that, is all black after sanding it, just like the smaller hole on the other side is all black, so you can't really tell. And you can also now get your power cord and go through it and run your power very easily. Alright, so now we're going to wire this guy up real quick. First thing we're going to do is take this piece that we just drilled a hole into here, and on the right side we're going to put the power cable for the Pioneer CD player. On the left side, I'll do the same thing for the other CD player. Okay, so sorry about that, forgot the cable. So now that I got that cable, I can run that through this hole and go like that. Now, the power cable has to go through this divider here, and they've made some nice holes here and here where you can run your wires through. So I just feed that wire through there, take the mixer out, plug that guy right into the back of where the power goes for him. Easy enough. Do the same thing for the Pioneer. His plug is over here, so I plug him in like that. And the same thing for the other Pioneer. I'll just plug him in right there like that. Okay. Next, you get your RCA cables, and on the back of the Pioneer 200 it says audio out, put red to red, white to white, simple enough. Now this guy is completely wired up, there's no more wires, so you can put him back into the place and get him ready to be seated permanently. Now this guy is ready, and I will feed these cables through the hole there, just like that, and I'll take these cables, because this is on the right side, I want it to go to the corresponding right side of the mixer. So I will plug that into input 2, and you're going to put it into the part that says line. Just like that. You can then take your other cable, which is RCA on both sides, and do the same thing for the CDJ on the left side. That goes there. That goes there. Now you feed this through that hole. Just like that. Put these into line 1 on the mixer. And again, use the line input, not the phono. Now this mixer actually has a third channel. You can't fade it, but you can only play it, and you can do microphone. And I found a neat little trick that I can do by using this channel, which I'll show you in another video. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in this mini jack to RCA into the back of line 3. And that's input 3 on the back of the Nuo 2.0. And last but not least, we need to get sound out of this guy and into the speaker system. And that's where I use this little cable that I got off of eBay for $3. And if you can find one, I couldn't find it in Radio Shack. It's 2 RCA cables on one side, and the trick is it's a mini jack female plug on the other end. So that lets me plug into my computer speakers and save money. And so you have 2 options here. You've got the master volume, which would normally go to the speakers in your club, and then you've got the booth volume, which would be the speakers in the DJ booth. Since I don't have a club that I'm playing at, I could use either one, but to be consistent, I'll use the master volume because that's what you normally would like to use. And so you can plug that there, and you'll see that there's one that says master, which I plugged it into, and there's another one on the other end which says booth, which I did not plug into, but either one would work. Just have to keep in mind that those associate with these 2 volume controls. Now that everything is wired, you can put this guy in place. I'm going to kind of move the camera here and zoom in so I can show you something. The form factor on this thing is ridiculous. Those wires add extra length to that mixer so that when you put those wires in there, let's see if I can get that in focus. Those wires are pretty much up against there all the way. Let me see if I can fix this camera. There we go. Those wires are really all the way up against this.